Okay, we're live and we're going to go to the video. There we go. All right, we are live. We are live. We are live. Welcome to Man Cave. Welcome to Man Cave. Welcome to Man Cave. Those that are in the comments, we are here. I got my bros with me. I'm going to be introducing them shortly. But for everybody that is on, I want you to drop a 1 and put Man Cave in the comments. Those that are watching, whether you are supporting the men as some of the women are, or if you have a man in your life or a son, a brother, a cousin, tag in the comments and get into this conversation. Real talk with real Man Cave. Listen, we want to make sure that everybody go ahead and drop those names and like, tag, and share. This is a conversation that you do not want to miss. We're so excited to be launching this in the month of December, the last month of the year, but the first month in Man Cave. And I just want to say I'm excited that everybody is here. I see y'all are in the comments. I'm going to do a couple of shout outs while we're allowing the signal to go out. Michelle Claude, God bless you from the state of Florida. LaWanda Owens, God bless you from the state of Florida. Arita Davis from Jackson, Mississippi. See you in there tonight. God bless you. Listen, if you know any man, make sure you drop that tag in the comments. So we're getting ready to start in just a moment. It's going to be a powerful discussion. I will tell you all that are coming in that are, I see y'all tagging already. Thank you so much. Since Michelle is active and getting ready for what's about to happen on tonight. This is a safe place. You are not in church. You are in Man Cave, okay? So when these brothers share what we need to share, this is not for y'all to be nosy. This is for you to get the information to sharpen. What we do in the Man Cave is we get sharpened. We get strengthened. We get renewed. So Man Cave is not church. So you'll hear some honest conversation that is not wrapped up in church, but it is wrapped up in purpose. And I do want to share with everybody that this conversation has purpose. Thank you all so much to those that are tagging, those that are part of the conversation. I've tagged a lot of men on here. I've tagged a lot of men that are coming. So I want to make sure that when the bros get in, celebrate them as they come into Man Cave, and go forward with that. While we are waiting to get started with this conversation, I want to share a couple things with you. As far as tonight, the topic is the things we cannot talk about. As men, a lot of times we'll avoid it, but we ain't gonna talk about it. We'll deal with it, talk about it. So tonight we're gonna bring clarity to that in this conversation. So we're getting ready to get started. I want to introduce my brother tonight. To my far right on the screen, as I'm looking at it on all platforms, on YouTube, Facebook. My far right, my brother Waleed. Waleed, great greetings from the state of Florida. Waleed is a man of many hats, many gifts, many talents. He does a lot of things, but more importantly, Waleed is a strong, confident man. I want to say, man, full of wisdom, man has lived life and has some experiences, and he, the guest, the privilege to have on the panel with us to share uh, in this time. And so, Brother Waleed, with everybody, welcome Brother Waleed for his first time, but not his last time in the man.
Hi,
Good.
everybody.
Yes, indeed. And in the middle, I have my brother, Brother Will. Will is out of the great state of Texas. I've been knowing Will since 1990 something, right? We grew up together as young boys. I was a keyboard player at the church. We went to school together. We are also brothers as well. So connected multiple ways. Will has been uh, really good uh, in life and going through things. He's been a strong brother and going forward. And we're gonna make sure we get it. We got some reports that there's some echo, so I guess we'll go on mute if we're not talking. Let's see if that takes that echo out, and then if it does, Elder Orita, let me know if that echoing goes out. With that, I don't hear it anymore. I think it's just because we got multiple devices going. It's because the conversation is so good, it has a sound that echoes, right? So, but we're getting ready to get started in this conversation. But back to Brother Will, he has been a solid brother in my life. Always been cool people. But I want to tell you, he's a professional. He's degreed, has wisdom beyond his years, and most importantly, the thing about it, he's real. And so is Waleed. That's why I want to bring some real people, some real brothers that I call brothers, not or brother in the street. No, consistent, faithful, real good dudes, but also that have their substance that I call a real brother. So the men of substance are here in the man cave today, and we're getting ready to get started about the things we can't talk about. Put a 2 in the comments if you're ready for this conversation. Put a 2 in the comments. Go ahead. Don't be scared. Don't be shy. Put a 2 in the comments. Let us know that you're ready for this conversation. You're ready to sharpen. You're ready to get strengthened, and you're ready to hear what God has to say through these men. Listen, we are excited about tonight. Sister Honey, I see you in the comments. God bless you. God bless you. So we're shouting out. We're going forth with everyone. Let's get started with Brother Waleed. Let's get started with the conversation. What's some things, bro, that you just can't talk about?
Mainly men's health, and I mean whole health. Most men are afraid to talk about uh, changes in their mental state and their physical state. As we age, things start to change and become different for you. And it may be difficult to talk to a doctor about or talk to your spouse or significant other. And with those things going on and being men, we carry so many burdens and so many things that we'll just put what's going on with us to the back burner. And I feel it's important that we need to start talking about to anyone about how we feel, because as men, our feelings are normally put aside. You have to put aside because we have to be the strong man to take care of things and take on all the burdens and deal with all the problems. But a lot of us don't realize that we, also need help. We also need that nurturing. We also need that guidance to say, hey, you need to go to the doctor and be checked, or maybe mentally you're feeling down and you need someone to talk to, and you need to talk to someone who's
Waleed, you there?
I think he went out.
We'll wait on him a few seconds. Those that are in the comments while we're waiting on him to come back, he's having some technical difficulties. He'll be back in shortly. But those that are in the comments, I saw some men in the building. We got Brother Courtney. We got Minister Terrence, all the way from Jackson, Mississippi, as well in the comments. Minister Ward, Terrence Ward. We got Sister DC in the comments. We got Elder Thomas Hope in the comments. Thank y'all for y'all support. You know, we've been supporting the women for a while, and now they supporting us. I like this here church. So I'm so about it. I'll pick it back on some of the stuff that Brother Wally said. I'm gonna text him and see if he's good. But we definitely need to know about checking on our health. We the first ones not to go to the doctor. If there was a line to say first for not going to the doctor, is men. And you know, things change as you age. I'm learning that. I'm learning that. I can't just jump out that bed like I wanted to. I
This is
can't
life
just
at 40, huh?
life at 40 is a little different. Just jump. You gotta prepare for that bed jump. Then you gotta sit there a little bit, let your legs wiggle a little bit, make sure you're feeling what you're supposed to feel.
Gotta warm up.
Gotta warm up. And look, you can't eat everything because you gotta go eat and lay down, and just the wrong thing is gonna talk to you that night. And I used to just eat, sleep, and wake up. My God, things are different. But then when you got pains in your body, you're not supposed to always have pain. So I think we got Brother Wiley back. Thank y'all
I'm
for being
sorry. I'm patient. The phone rang. Of course, it kicked me out.
okay. Well, you doing good, brother. Go ahead and start
I
back.
I don't know where I last left you guys, but I was just I want to touch on it. Like I said, just men's mental health and physical health, even financial health. Because all these things are important. Because us as men, we think about different things than women, and they may not think about it in the same way we do. But we have to carry the burden of everything. So um, as you age, you need to go to the doctor and be seen. Uh, it's also important to make sure that you take care of your mental health. It's okay to say I need help for something. It's okay to say, "Hey, I'm tired." I mean, we get tired too. So, and it's okay to say, "Hey, financially, I don't have it. I can't do it right now." You want to provide everything in the world for your family and the people that you love, but sometimes you cannot do it, and you will try to the end of the earth to do it, but it's okay to say, "Hey, not right now. I can't do it." You guys got to understand, because we carry these things, especially financially as well. It drains you. It drains you. You will get sick trying to figure out how to do something that it seems impossible, and we try to make the impossible possible. So I believe that with us shedding light on us, being able to talk about the things that are important to men, uh, moving forward as you get older, your health, because we'll push it to the back burner and say, "Oh, I'm fine," and you may not be fine. It's important to get checked out. I had a friend pass away earlier in the year, and his wife said that she didn't want to go to the doctor. And I feel it's important. Any little thing that you go to the doctor, be checked. If you're not feeling well, one way or another, if you need to talk to somebody, it's important to have that dialogue and let somebody know how you're feeling, because you never know how someone's feeling until, you know, you really need to know, and like they're having a breakdown or something. So you really want to have this dialogue with other men. It's okay to talk about the things that are bothering us and ailing us.
Listen, bro just came in here and snapped on us about getting ourselves together. And this is a necessary conversation, especially for African American men, aka black men, but all men. There's something about us that just say the doctor is the enemy or something. I don't know. We don't like to go. And then I was talking to a friend of mine, and I lost some weight recently because I needed to. My health was screaming. Hey, when your oxygen is dropping when you walking because you got too much weight on you, and nobody is telling you fat because you're too busy being a man, and everybody likes you, supporting them and loving on them. Can I be honest? And you provide for him. So let him eat what he want to eat. He doing everything he need to do. He travel all the time. Yeah, but when I get on plane, I got for an extension. There's no reason that I should be asking for an extension because I put myself in a big situation. And so your health gets bad. And so I'm going to the doctor. I'm like, hey, I can't sleep. When I do sleep, I don't get enough air. When I'm walking, I just feel exhausted. I say, yeah, your oxygen is dropping. They say, yeah, your body can't handle the amount of weight that's on it. Somebody put in the chat, lose the weight. And so they don't tell you that your health is not just your weight. It's the stuff that's under those fat cells. They say, hey, this weight is pushing on your lungs. This weight is pushing on your heart. My just sharing transparently, my heart rate would stay at 100 beats or higher sitting down in a rested position for a year and a half. That's not normal. Blood pressure was bottom number 100 plus all the time for over a year and a half. And it was not stress, it was food. Didn't want to go to the doctor. So I started going to the doctor, and every time he told me something, it was something worse. And so I had to get to the point, I was like, hey, you got to do what you got to do what you got to do. Somebody put that in the chat. You got to do what you got to do what you got to do. You go into the gym, it ain't working. You go into think, maybe a specialist, get that stuff fixed before it fixes you. And it's not a way that you want it to be fixed. I can say now, just a little thing. I went to the doctor because of Brother Wally. He told me, hey, go check this out. Hey, I think you got this thing going on. That brother spoke into me when everybody else was saying, hey, you're great. He was saying, hey, man, don't be ignoring what your body's saying. He told me
Need
that.
somebody to keep it real. He kept it real with
Yeah. And look, I can say this. He saved my life because I didn't know I was losing oxygen. Don't you need that to breathe? The man saved my life through a conversation. It's powerful to have good men around you that don't mind telling you the truth. And I thank you, Ali, and I say it publicly. Thank you for being a truth teller. So
No.
tonight, you blessed tonight. If you enjoy Brother Ali, I need you to put some fire emojis in the comments. Brother Will, you got some comments about what Brother Waleed said?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off what some of this is not what I want to discuss, but you know what he's saying is very true. So very heartbreaking situation for me. I lost my best friend 2 years ago. Um, we know now it was a heart attack, age of 38. I've known this dude since I was 5 years old. So, you know, he passed away in my home because he had lost his job. He was staying with me. I was at work. You know, we ain't heard from him. We check on him. Later found out had a stroke, 38 years young, and you know, had a heart attack. And I questioned myself like, hey, if I would have, you know, hey, go to the doctor, do this. If I would have forced him to go, is this something that they could have caught, you know, before that situation happened? But going to the doctor is very important. One thing that I did, I got a woman doctor. They like I had a man doctor, but if I tell him I'm okay, he wouldn't press the issue. As long as I tell him I'm fine or I don't want this done, he wouldn't press it. But when I got that woman, she's like, nah. If she talked to me, she's just a truth teller. What it is, we're gonna run these tests. I don't care what you want to do. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna run it. We're gonna get this to come back. And that's one of the things that helped me. So, you know, transfer. Not saying me and doctors are not good. Just the doctor I had. If I say I'm okay or whatever, he'd be like, all right, he wouldn't mess with me. But she don't give me that chance to not do those things. So just having a woman doctor, you know, helped me out because I had diabetes. And it was just eating bad and the depression and stress, but you know I didn't know it. You know, I'm like, why am I using the restroom so much? Like normally I can drive from Texas to Little Rock about 4.5 hours, wouldn't have to stop and use the bathroom. I can go the whole trip. I had used the restroom 3 or 4 times. So I'm thinking, okay, I have been drinking a lot of water, just putting it aside, not thinking nothing about my sugar high. And that's what it turns out that it was. I was borderline diabetic. So, you know, just within that, you know, just found some things out. But yeah, health is we got to hold each other accountable on that for sure.
I enjoyed that, man. Well, since you're talking, I guess we'll jump into you, man. What are some things?
Oh, um, okay, kind of like mental health for me. It's like finding your identity, like after a long term relationship, marriage. So I was married 11 years. Let y'all know I look young, but I'm 40, married 11 years, 2 kids, 2 beautiful kids. Just like losing myself in that, like, you know, like he said, being a husband, trying to be strong, trying to be the problem solver with everything, you kind of like lose yourself in that. And once I was divorced, it's kind of it turned to like, what do I like? What do I like to do? I was so used to, being married. I'm still a dad, but having everybody in the home with me. So kind of just like navigating post divorce. Like, they say grief is hard, but grieving somebody that you still have to deal with is even harder. If somebody dies, we're sad. We in our mind, they're in a better place. We move on. Not saying it doesn't hurt, but when you have to co-parent with that person that you're grieving from, it's difficult. So just finding ways to discuss it, because yeah, there may be some people who've been divorced, but we all get divorced for different reasons. You don't really want to put your trauma and your situations on nobody else. So you kind of just I was dealing with that in silence for a long time. And I feel like if maybe if I just kind of open up a little bit, it could have been some people who helped me. So I am a part of a church. I did join like a community group, even though everybody may not have been divorced, they've experienced some type of, separation, breakup, whatever the case may be. So um, what that has allowed me to do is create this social group called Life After Divorce. Because a lot of times we don't know how to move on. You get stuck, and I was stuck for a little while. It took me a minute to get out that funk, but having that community to do things. Hey, do you want to just go get something to eat? Whatever the case may be to get you out of that funk. I felt like if I had that community and network sooner, I could have got out of that depression and grief a lot sooner. Again, you're so used to being a dad, doing this, being a husband, making sure everybody's straight but you. And a lot of times when we tired or need a break, we don't really say it. We just keep going. We'll wear ourselves thin trying to please everybody else before we do what we need to do for ourselves. Whether that's take a weekend off just to go to a small cabin to reset. Like we need resets. Um, so a lot of that, and just healing. Now that I'm dating, people always ask, are you healed? To me, healing is not just something you like, oh, I'm completely healed. It's continuous. You continue to grow and heal. It's something that's constant. And women be like that. Some I'm not saying oh, it's never all. Well, you're not healed yet. No, well, you don't know where I was before you met me today. I've made progress, so you can't say, you can't tell me my healing journey. But a lot of times that's what they people like to do. So I just tell them you don't know my journey. We all heal in different stages. And again, grieving for somebody that you still have to deal with, because we have two kids together. They're small, 7 and 5. So I have to communicate, things like that. So again, that's why I created that Life After Divorce, just to help people when they get divorced have that community network to say, hey, this is what we're gonna do. Hey, let's go bowling, whatever the case may be, to get them out of that funk. And if they need to talk about whatever, if they feel a certain way, hey, let's talk about it. And it's co-ed. It's male and female. And, we all have been through a loss, whether divorce, relationship. So I didn't want to just target just men only, because women did, they go through separation, divorce too. Again, we all get divorced or separated for different reasons, but the common goal is to try to get everybody, on track and get them mentally ahead. Hmm.
Listen, that was a lot of good stuff. And listen, can relate to what was shared. Um, just life after divorce, nobody talks about that. And I'll be honest. Um, the church doesn't really do a good job of navigating that, because their goal is to stay together.
To stay
Um,
together. Yep, you're right.
to stay
Mhm.
together. And sometimes you gotta know when you're in an environment, or know when it's time to make a shift. Um, and making that shift don't always look the best or be the best, but I will say this: um, is more people wish they had a conversation sooner, and wish they had this kind of platform to share that conversation sooner. When I was going through mine, I didn't have anybody to talk to, because everybody was like, you shouldn't be doing that.
Or stay
So it was
married.
like,
Yep.
so I appreciate you being vulnerable with that, in that expression. Brother Waleed, anything you want to share about what was said by Brother Will?
Well, I have been through the opposite end of that spectrum. I was married for 22 years and my wife passed away. And to navigate from that point, having children, having older children, and having a young child, and then trying to understand who you were and what you were when you were married, to just being by yourself, and then still having to go through the grief of dealing with death, and then having to be strong for the children, because not only did I lose a spouse, but they lost their mother.
Lost a mother.
So I had to deal with that. And then you don't have time to grieve because you have to immediately jump into become parent for the child, and then you have to go through factors of I'm alone. I don't want to be alone. But then when you go back, because in the grieving period, no matter what period it is, there is no time date on how you feel you should be at this point. And when you get in relationships, sometimes it would be, well, you should feel like this right now. Well, it does not necessarily mean I should feel like this because you want me to feel this way. It I want to date, but there's certain things in dating that you have to get over from your last relationship. So when they say, "Are you healed?" I think "Are you healed" is not a word that you can answer. It's
It's not.
when you're ready in your time. When your time, that's when you are ready, and you begin to know it because um, the way you feel about things are different. Like I said, I went through a 3 year period where every day was gray, but I had to be strong for my children. I
Mhm.
had to do all the things that I needed to do for them. So for 3 years, I pretty much walked around and not knowing I was in depression, but I was in depression the entire time. And I can tell you honestly, I don't remember certain things that I did, said, and it's the honest to God truth. Like I just don't remember because I was
That's
going through
okay.
so much. I was just trying to block out whatever, trying to find anything to make myself happy in life. And then finally, at one point, I realized, like, hey, the sky is blue. I just woke up one day like the sky's blue. It hasn't been blue in 2.5 years for me. So it's a difficult thing to deal with on either side of the coin, but you have to know when you're ready within yourself. And I would say to anybody, if they're going through anything, work on yourself, and everything else will
That's
fall
important.
into place after you work on yourself. You have to be right within yourself to be with someone else. You can't be with someone else until you're completely right with yourself, and that takes time, but you know yourself better than anyone. And take your time to be what you need to be, and once you are who you're supposed to be, the person that you want will come to you.
That's good.
That's good, man. Y'all dropping some gems tonight. I need y'all to put in the comments. Listen, if you felt a gem, just drop a gem in the comments. That's a G, that's a E, that's a M. Say gem. Because I think that we can almost call it life school. The man cave is like a life school. How do you learn how to live your life? It's like life school. Um, and a lot of things that you said, Wally, it was just eye opening. Like in your own time, like nobody tells you like it's gonna be. They tell you it's gonna be okay, but they don't tell you in your own time.
Time. Yeah.
And I think that's the struggle with because we so action oriented. Like I can get my heart can be broken, but I can get out of this. I'll get me another one tomorrow. That don't mean that it's in my own time.
And
Like
the
my
main thing,
my body may be relationship, but my mind ain't. So I ain't
and
I ain't in my own time.
the main thing is when you're dealing with something, everyone else life goes on and yours
And yours
doesn't.
pauses.
Yours pauses, and it's like everyone's doing the things that you want to do, and then you're like, you might feel down and you're like, I wish I could do that. Like just the simple things. I like to go out to eat, but you used to go out to eat with someone, but now you got to do it by yourself. So you have
That
to
was
understand who you are to be
that was
able
the
to go
hardest
and do
thing
it.
for me. Going out to eat by
Absolutely.
myself.
Yes. Because you feel awkward. You're like, when you look around and everyone is with someone else and you're by yourself, so you feel foolish. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why am I here by myself? But I had to get to the point where it's okay to be by yourself. I've already lived the hardest days. It's nothing going to be harder than what I had to go through. Every day afterwards going to be easy.
Woo.
That's good there. Yeah.
Y'all help me, man. I don't know about anybody else. I came for help tonight. If you came for help, just say help is here. Put that in the comments. Cause I went through that season too. That's like we all interrelated where I just had to start going out to eat. And I would go out to eat. And when I was married, we tried a lot to have kids. We had 5 miscarriages, and then one baby that made it, and that baby 7 months later passed away due to health issues. And so it took me 2 years to smile, to get my smile back, because I stopped smiling for 2 years. I went to work. I did everything. I was a functioning
He was just
depressive.
functioning. Mm-hmm.
I could go to work, I could smile, I could manage your life, and I didn't sleep for two. Well, I still to this day, can I be honest? I still don't sleep right. And I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't the divorce, it was the loss of the child that made me not sleep.
Right, right.
I had peace with the divorce, but I made peace with losing the child. But when stuff hits your life a certain way, some scars still hurt. I don't know if that's for somebody else. Some scar is healed, but it's still tender. So it
Oh yeah.
doesn't mean broken. It just means that it's tender. Like if you bring it up, yeah, it's gonna touch me. If I have to think about it too long, yeah, it's gonna touch me. It's just tender. Doesn't mean I'm not healed. It's just sensitive to my heart. Um, and you just gotta know what's sensitive to your heart. As men, we got sensitive hearts. We'll mask it in anger. We'll mask it in being bitter. We'll mask it in being aggressive and going and being ambitious. We are addicted to success, but success is in our blood. We're already successful, but when we try to get rid of this tenderness in our heart, we'll make ourselves more successful. That's why you see us buying 3 and 4 houses, and that's why you see us getting all these extra cars and flexing and stuff like that. That's not because I'm trying
It's
to
a man.
impress you. I'm heal me, and I think I can do it with stuff. I don't know about anybody else, but I've done that before. I go buy something I really wanted. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna wait 2 years, save
Me
up to get
too.
it, the card. You know what I'm saying? We'll figure it
Yeah.
out later. I need to feel better.
Mhm.
I need to feel better right now. So let
Yeah,
me
Right.
go buy something.
Let me go
yeah.
buy.
Mm-hmm.
I had
Look,
that season.
everything, all the people that shop, we'll go. Oh, I just went and got the 2025 in 2025. Matter of fact, they had the 26s. Give me the 26. Ain't nobody got that yet.
Yeah.
So do you already have a car? It's paid off. There's nothing wrong with it. Why you get? Because I want to feel better.
Hmm. We realize that sometimes things don't make you feel better. Well, I realize that things are not gonna. It's superficial. You have to feel good inside yourself about yourself because things are. It's just stuff. The more stuff you accumulate, it's just stuff. But you feeling the way you need to feel about yourself and your life is the most important. Um, all the stuff that's here, when it's your time, it all stays here, and it's just stuff. When I realized that, everything started changing for me in life because now I realize I have a different purpose. But I can't let the things in life bring me up and down. I try to stay even because I've already lived the worst day, to this point. So now everything else, I'm like, okay, well, such is life. We're gonna pivot and move on, and that's how I approach things now.
That's amazing, man. Um, well, I don't even
Hey,
know how to come behind y'all.
I love me some stuff though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love me some stuff.
I like stuff, but it's not the most important thing. It's not.
You right. You
It is
right.
not.
I agree.
It's not, stuff takes up space. And a lot of times we want to take up space from the stuff we don't want to deal with. So stuff is stuff, you know. But when you run out of room, what you gonna do with all the stuff?
Man.
And like I said, you can't really take it with you. You know, you got to manage it. Um, Everybody put a 3 in the comments if you're trying to manage your stuff. Everybody got some stuff. I don't care what it is. Everybody, like I say, I'm trying to keep up with the Joneses, or they got it going on. Everybody has some stuff. So that's my segue into my part, is my stuff. I'm gonna talk about something a little different than my brothers did, but it's gonna be befitting. Some things I can't talk about. I'm gonna tell you about a couple of things, but the first thing I'm gonna talk about is very real. Excuse me. It's about the fear of failure.
Mm.
Don't put me in a position where I have to apologize. I have to retract my statement. I have to be embarrassed. I have to rebuild again. Um, I have this thing about being a fear of failure because I know what it's like for other people to fail me. So I'm like this. I'm gonna always bet on me. If they can't do it for me, I'm gonna do it for me. So I'll overwork to make sure I got it. If I gotta work a job, do DoorDash, cut hair, I don't even cut hair, but cut hair, sell chicken dinners, just Amazon, whatever I have to do. Sell cologne. Oh yeah, I sell cologne, by the way. Sell cologne. Uh, all the different things. We men are hustlers, but it's this fear of failure. It's nothing wrong with it's not even a financial thing. It's a thing that I don't want to disappoint myself or the people that are relying on me. So I will overdo when it's not even necessary and miss moments of living because I'm afraid of one moment of failure. That's something that I don't talk about, and a lot of men don't talk about because they don't want to tell you the vulnerable part of them is like, hey, like Wally said, I can't do it. I really can't. I'm trying to figure it out. The worst thing you can do is be a man and say that, be a man that need help and won't take the help. That was me. I wouldn't take the help, and I kept gaining weight. I wouldn't take the help, and I kept not being able to function. I couldn't take the help, and I started overindulging in alcohol. Uh, I started going, uh, like you don't know you depressed until you know you depressed, kind of stuff. Like you're not all right. Like you forget what day it is. That's not really normal, right? So I come to you and say, hey, what's the day? Oh, it's Monday. Well, I don't know what the day is. Mine gone. Um, you get to a place where you're afraid that people will see you as a failure. So you present your best self at the
All the
expense
time.
of your current place of brokenness. It's like, hey, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. And then one day you snap and everybody's like, what is wrong with this Negro? Why is he so angry? It's because he has tapped out on performance. You tapped out on performance. You tapped out on being fake. You tapped out on doing everything. If there's anybody that's watching us and you tapped out, it's okay to say I'm tapped out. I just don't have it today. Um, and that's one thing I can't talk about. One thing I'll share too is that anger is not the problem. It's the side effect. I had an anger problem. Still have to manage my anger. I get angry quickly. Um, I don't talk about why I'm angry though. It's not what somebody cutting me off on the highway. It's not the road rage. It's the fact that I'm living a life that I did not destine. I'm working a job I really don't like. I made a decision to settle when I should have been more ambitious in that area. But the money was good. So I go in there smiling in people's face. The money is good, and I hate it here. Yeah. So I'm angry, but it's not at the job because they pay me. But I take it out on everybody around me because I'm not living in the purpose. So everybody has to suffer because I've settled. A man that settles with something that he knows he can get better, it may be less money, but I'm satisfied. It may it may cost me to take a step back for a second, but I'd rather do that and make sure that my mental is right than to go into something and have to overextend just to provide. Now I understand you got these moments where you got to provide, but you can't be angry all the time. It's affecting you. Another thing that I will talk about is your silence is deadly. As a man, you got to say something. You can't just let stuff just slide. Like we got the dominion, power, and authority. You can't just let stuff slide. If your child is doing something detrimental to their life, and because you don't want to rock the boat, you can't just let that slide. Somebody disrespect people in your life. You're a protector. You're not protecting them with being silent. It hurts when your voice is missing. And a lot of times we don't like conflict until we get to a certain point. You got to get tired of being tired. And something we don't talk about is I'll accept some conflict, but I don't like all the conflict. Um, you got conflict in your house, you got conflict in your family, you got conflict just in life, you got conflict within yourself. There are some necessary conflicts that men don't like to talk about. I want to tell them that I'm thinking about crazy stuff when I should be thinking about crazy stuff. I'm battling with all kind of temptations that I know ain't good for me. I'm battling with all kind of stuff. I got the pressure of the world on me. Nobody wants to talk about that inner conflict. Like, am I the only one? Am I by myself? Like, you got some stuff internally that if I was to tell the truth, you look at me crazy. That you think like that? You thought about that? Yeah. I told somebody the other day, and I'm not saying this to be braggadocious, but I told somebody the other day, I understand why people, you know, are locked up. Some people locked up and they was like, I don't know what happened. We was arguing, and then all of a sudden I was locked up. I don't even know what happened. I understand because sometimes your weakest point where you try to do all you can not to go off, and somebody hit that weak spot on the wrong day at the wrong time. I told Elder Rita the other day, I said, you keep messing with me on a Monday, you gonna find out what Sunday is all about. You gonna meet it. I told people that before. Don't. This is not the church day. This is the during the weekday. A lot of stuff has happened between Sunday and Monday. You keep messing with me on this day, you gonna find out what Sunday is all about. I'm not saying that to promote violence, but I'm saying everybody has a breaking point. As men, you got to know to say, hey, I'm gonna remove myself from the situation. I'm gonna take a ride. I'm gonna take a drive. I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna get on the game. Women, let that man play that game.
Please.
So that's how we. Hey, I had a rough day. Let me be LeBron for an hour, okay? Let me just be LeBron for an hour.
Yes, sir.
Let me be. If I'm playing Mortal Kombat, it's because I want to fight somebody. So I'm gonna fight him on the digital screen, so I have to fight him in real life. Let me have my time. That man need time alone. Do you know how productive we are? 1 hour of silence in a room by myself don't mean I don't like you. It means that I'm trying to repair myself from what happened during the day. I'm not trying to bring you outside, inside. Please let us have our moment. And lastly, we're afraid to admit what we need to admit. Not that we did anything wrong, but we're afraid to admit, you know what? I could have did that better. You know what? You was right. You know what? We're afraid to admit stuff. Uh, it's called pride. We got this pride about us that's built in, right? Built in us. Where it's like, hey, if I can fix it, I'm gonna fix it before you find out. I won't never let them know that they was right or that I should have listened to their advice. We have a problem as men admitting when we're wrong. Now we'll apologize, we'll be slick, but it's gonna take us a while to get there. It's usually after we exhausted
Long
all of
while.
you ain't gonna get it first. Now, if you got enough evidence to make me convinced that it's safe enough for me to tell you that, then I'm gonna do it. But just understand that about us. I got this thing where I like to fall asleep on the phone, and everybody I talk to, they say, "Are you asleep?" Or I'll fall asleep. Or somebody say, "Are you going to sleep?" Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm not gonna admit I'm sleeping because to me that's a sign of weakness. It's weird. I know it's crazy, but that's what men do. Listen, any comments, Brother Waleed?
I think you hit everything right on the head on that one. Definitely have to be better at admitting certain things that could be done better. I mean, everybody is guilty of it, but men normally don't like to admit things. We normally don't. So you definitely have gave me some knowledge on something that I need to think about doing.
Brother Will.
That you was preaching in the man cave. That was good. That was good. um, yeah, I took some notes myself from what you said. That was good. And I don't have nothing to say after that. Like you said, you said repairing yourself. That hour is me repairing myself. Don't. And it's funny you said that. So I've been divorced maybe 2.5, 3. It'll be 3 years next week actually. So a lot of times I've never lived by myself as an adult. In college, I had a roommate. After that, my ex-wife was, my roommate. So now that I live by myself, there's times where I just like to be by myself. It don't necessarily mean I don't want to talk to you on the phone. I don't like you, but I need some me time because this is my first time having my own space. I can do what I want. Like I like you, but don't over, so it's like you said, that hour is you repairing yourself. So when I go mute on somebody, that's not because I don't like them. It's me repairing myself. It's me resetting, refocusing, my mind. Again, I have two small kids, so again, I'm gonna, address them, make sure they're good, but I have to make sure I'm good as well. So that was good.
Hence the word man cave.
That was good.
Because you need that time alone in the man
Yeah.
cave. And
Yes,
so
sir.
it's appropriate. You have to have your time in your space just to, I uh, a lot of people don't realize. I mean, maybe some your wife, spouse, significant other, certain women sometimes don't understand that the male experience is a little different. And once we step from outside of your sanctuary at home, the world is on top of us like no other. You have to worry about so many different things, and so when we come home, we just want to unwind for a minute or have that silence. Sometimes even with my drive, I drive an hour. Sometimes I just don't listen to nothing but the road, just so that I don't bring it home. All the stuff that been piled up for that day, I don't want to bring it home to my kids. I don't want to bring it home to my girlfriend. I just have to sit and process it. And just driving is enough stuff going on anyway with the ride on top of what you've dealt with for the last 12 hours. So sometimes you need that extra time to de decompress.
I agree. I will say this, and we're wrapping up for tonight. But what do we do with this information we got in the man cave tonight? Whether you male or females that's watching, so y'all can adjust to the information that was shared, so you know how to navigate. Because that man is not mad at you; he's repairing himself. Um, so I want to say this. Um, all men that are in the chat, we got Brother Warren, Brother Courtney, Brother Minister Terrence, and so many others. Um, there is a thing that you got to be after this man cave, and it's called a risk taker. You got to take the risk on you. You got to be okay with having that man cave. It's not just a room in your house. It's a space in your life where you as the man get comfortable with the man that you are. You got to make time for you, whether that's once a week or once sometimes it's 2 or 3 times a week, where you just gotta be like, hey, I just gotta have space where it ain't connected with the job, it ain't connected with the kids, and it ain't connected with the wife, the boo, the girlfriend, whatever. It's connecting with myself to make sure that I'm checking in with me. Do I have any risk takers that's leaving this man cave understanding that you got to make yourself one of the priorities in your life? Because you got so many, but you got to be responsible for you. You have to care for you like you care for everybody, and you got to make sure that you're a risk taker, because it's uncomfortable, it's different, but if there's a risk, there is also a reward. It's good for you. LeBron James say, I go to sleep on time every day because this body needs rest. And he tell everybody, it's my nap time. It's my sleep time. That's my time. And then he has time where he's alone. I'm not practicing. I'm not doing that. And I thought that was phenomenal that he got his time for himself in his schedule. Like in all 24 hours of his day, there is time for himself to get 8 hours of sleep and to get a 2 hour nap and also have an hour of uninterrupted time with himself. The rest of the time is spread out wherever it needs to go. I want to encourage every man and even every person that's on here to be a risk taker, to make sure you make time for yourself. If you're a man in a cave, you're a man that is building, a man that is grinding, but a man that is about to win in this thing called life. If you've enjoyed tonight, I need you to put a 25 in the comments. Just say 25 because it's the year 25 is coming to a close. We want to make sure that we've identified that we're risk takers in 25. Put a 25 in the comments. Let us know that you have enjoyed the conversation. As we're getting ready to conclude for tonight, I want to thank God for these amazing men, my brothers that are really just when you connect with people, it's just not, it's like they my brothers for real. We family, we locked in. So I want to thank God for Will. I want to thank God for Waleed. um these are my brothers that I have connection with and lifetime bond, right? And they'll be back. They'll be back. I promise they'll be back. But I just want you to thank y'all for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us tonight. Any last words that you want to have before we conclude for tonight? We'll start with Brother Waleed and then go to Will.
Take care of yourself. Take care of your health. Take care of your mental, and you'll be okay. You'll be better if you do those things. But make sure you put yourself first as a priority and take care of yourself.
Yeah. Take care of yourself. Talk about it. Don't sit alone with it. Talk about it, whatever the case may be, whether it's therapy, friend, family member. Um, no, you don't have to do it alone. There's community. Well, you have community. You have people there. You might not feel like it, but just don't go through it alone. Talk to somebody.
And last thing, don't forget to be a risk taker. You are a priority. Men in the cave, we're only in there to protect ourselves from everything that we've dealt with and to strategize for when we reemerge. Every man that's in the man cave has to come out the cave to reemerge, to establish who he is and to continue on his legacy. So I want to tell every man that's on here that the story continues. I need everybody to put that in the comments. Your story continues. I don't care what you bumped up against, what you're facing, what you're dealing with in your mind, what you're dealing with in your body. Make sure that you know that you're a risk taker and your story continues. There's greatness in you. But visit this man cave as much as possible. Make sure you got time for you. Make sure you got time for God. Make sure you got time for what you need to make time for. As they said, check on yourself, check on your health, check on your mental health. And listen, you are a priority. You're graced, you're favored, protected, covered, loved by God, and loved by God's people. Let's give it up for the panel on tonight as we get ready to close. We love y'all. We will be back again in 2 months with our next man cave. I want y'all to come in and be a part of it. If you know men that should have been on here but couldn't get on here, they can watch the replay. Share this with them. Make sure we get it connected. We're also going to have a group me or a text message group where we'll have the man cave text message group. So if in between man caves you got stuff you going on, you got questions, you got answers, different things like that, it's a community of men that are strengthening each other. Somebody knows something. If you need your car fixed, somebody know about it. If you need that, it's community. If you want to be a part of that community, make sure you DM me and say, hey, put me in the man cave. And I'm going to make sure you get a part of that group me so that we can check on each other on a weekly basis, daily basis, however we want to do it. But we want to make sure that you know that you're not by yourself. And we love y'all. God bless.